and welcome to the second class of this Flow Then Slow series. In the previous class, we did a focus on the hips and twists. In this class, we'll be focusing more on the upper body. So we're going to spend the first half of the class doing a slow flow, focusing on the arms and the core. Then we're going to slow it down and do some long hold yin style yoga poses, again to open up your chest, your shoulders and your upper back. For this class, you will need a yoga block. We're going to do supported fish pose as one of our slow poses. So you'll need something that you can put on the mat to prop up your chest, like a yoga block, a cushion, a really thick book with a blanket over it, whatever you have that might work in that position. And as always, you can have a blanket for the end of the class or to put underneath your knees if you need it at any stage. So go ahead and get ready, and then we'll meet back here sitting on the mat. Once you've found a comfortable way to sit, let's just spend a few breaths sitting quietly here. So you might lengthen up through your spine, relax your shoulders, close your eyes or relax your gaze, unclench your jaw, release your facial muscles. The hardest part is over now that you're on your yoga mat, so take a big breath in to celebrate yourself. And a long breath out to let go of the day so far. Continue a few more times. We'll take one more breath in. As you exhale, you can gently bring yourself back. Now we'll start with a breathing exercise called Kapalbhati, one which we did in the previous class. If you weren't there for that, that's okay. We'll quickly run through it again. Kapalbhati is used as an energizing breath. It's one that you can do in the mornings or anytime you're starting to feel a little bit tired. It brings energy back to the mind and to the head in general. So it's really good for your skin, for your sinuses, for anything at all through the upper region of the body. We will be doing 30 sharp inhalations that only come from moving your stomach in towards your spine, and the air will come out of your nostrils. As you're doing this, make sure not to breathe in. Just try not to think about breathing in. Your body will naturally do it. If we start to focus on breathing in, we'll start taking in too much air, and that can make us feel a little bit dizzy. So it takes getting used to. Don't worry if you don't do it exactly. We will have lots of practice with this breath. We're doing those sharp exhalations 30 times, then doing a big breath in, a big breath out, a half breath in, so you're only filling up your belly halfway, and then we're holding the breath for 20 seconds. We'll increase that hold a little bit as we go, but make sure that you are never feeling faint or too uncomfortable, just to do whatever feels good for you with those holds. So with all that being said, let's start round one. So sit comfortably, take a big breath in, a long breath out to empty your body. Now a half breath in, filling up your belly halfway, and 30 sharp exhales from your nostrils. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, exhale, 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 exhale. Big breath in. Long breath out. Half breath in. Hold for 20 seconds. Relax your shoulders, loosen your jaw. Feel the expansion of the gases in your lungs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Full breath out. Half breath in. 30 sharp exhales. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Exhale, 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 exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Half breath in. Hold for 22 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Big breath out. Half breath in. Last round. Exhale, 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 exhale. Big breath in. Long breath out. Half breath in. Hold for 25 seconds if you can. See if you can sit a little bit taller, relax your shoulders, soften your face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. A long breath out. And sit here, normally returning to your regular breath. Noticing if you feel this new energy that has entered your head. Kapalbhati is also known as shining skull breath, so maybe you can see why in this moment. When you're ready, you can use an exhale to open up your eyes again, bringing yourself back. And let's make our way into tabletop pose from here. So you're on all fours, spread your fingers wide, have your wrists directly below your shoulders and your knees directly below your hips. Push yourself away from your mat so you start to feel some more of your muscles engaging. Engage your core by pulling your belly button slightly towards your spine. We'll do some cat and cow. So as you inhale, point your tailbone up, drop your belly, bring your chest forward, look up. Exhale, point your tailbone down, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and drop your head. Let's keep going a few more rounds, trying to synchronize your breath to the movement. So as soon as your breath runs out, your movement will run out. Feel free to pause in either of the poses if it feels good to do so. You can stay with cat and cow, or you can start to move your hips from side to side, maybe looking back over your shoulders. So you can stretch through your neck and through the side of your torso. Settle again in center, finding tabletop pose. Now we'll do tiger pose. So as you inhale, your right foot is starting to pick up towards the ceiling, becoming your tiger tail. Look up and try to touch the sole of your foot to the crown of your head. As you exhale, round your spine and pick your knee up towards your nose as you drop your head. Push yourself away from your mat and imagine that there is a big prize here if you can get your knee to your nose. So really try hard. Take another inhale, reach your right foot up towards the ceiling, look up. Exhale, rounding down, knee to nose. 2 more like this, following your breath. When your foot is up in the air, pause there, and you can stay here, or you can reach your left arm out in front. Trying to balance here, you'll feel your core engaging to keep you balanced. We'll stay here, or there's an option to bring that left foot back to find the right foot, and then start to kick your right foot up into your hand, opening up through that left shoulder. Keep trying to press your foot up. Look up if you want to challenge your balance. Take a big breath in and exhale to return everything back to the mat. You can take a little rest for your wrists here if you need to. And then we'll repeat that on the left side. So tiger pose, left leg becomes your tiger tail. Magnetize foot to head. Exhale, round down, knee to nose. There's still a big prize here if you can touch your knee to your nose. 3 more breaths like that. Pause when your left foot is up in the air. Find your balance and reach your right arm out. Stay or come to find your left foot. Kick it up into your right hand. Open up your shoulder. Maybe look up. Keep breathing. With your exhale, drop everything back to the mat. Take another break for your wrists here. And now we're going to do our tabletop plank. So have your fingers spread wide. This is what supports your wrists anytime that our hands are on the mat. And then you can claw the mat a little bit with your finger pads. So it's like creating a little suction cup with your hands. Press the heel of your hand into your mat. And when you're ready, let your knees hover off the ground. Keep breathing. Remember that you are stronger than you think. So when you want to put those knees back down, tell yourself that. We're only staying here for a few breaths, whatever a few breaths are for you. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring your knees back down. Hands come to the front of the mat and come to lie on the front of your body. Spread your feet wide apart. Palms are face down next to your chest. Inhale now to scoop up into extended cobra. Keep your elbows bent. Look straight ahead or diagonally up and just open up the front of your body here with a big breath in. On your exhale, glide your hips up and back into downward facing dog. We'll stay here. You can paddle your feet, stretch the backs of your legs. In your downward dog, point your tailbone towards the mat. Start to round your spine and tuck your chin towards your chest, just like we do in cat pose. And glide forward until your shoulders are above your wrists. So now you're in a rounded high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, point your seat bones up and back, pointing your tailbone to the sky, dragging your hips up and back into downward dog. Let's repeat, tucking our tailbone, rounding our spine, gliding forward, tuck your chin to your chest, and then exhale, send it back up to downward dog. Follow your breath like this a few more times, noticing each vertebrae as you move through your spine. You can pause the next time you're in downward facing dog. This time come into a regular high plank. Lower yourself down onto the mat. However you get there is okay. Scoop up into extended cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Sink your left heel towards the mat. Right foot will glide up towards the ceiling for three-legged dog. Keep pushing yourself away from your hands. Drop your head towards your mat. With an inhale, bring that right knee towards your right elbow, or for more of a challenge, towards your right tricep. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, right knee to left elbow or tricep. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose, if you can. Now look at the space between your hands and step your right foot there. Drop your back knee for a low lunge. Inhale to sweep your hands up into a crescent lunge here, maybe leaning back slightly. And then exhale, you might interlock your fingers behind your tailbone if you can. Take another big breath in to reach your hands back towards your back foot. Open your chest and look up. Release your hands now, plant them either side of your front foot. Lift your back knee off of the mat and step your back foot in slightly. Have it on a 45-degree angle. We're setting ourselves up for warrior one here, so keep your front knee over your front ankle. Inhale to reach your hands up, fingers energized towards the sky. Now let's start at our feet, pulling them towards each other like we want to pull the front and the back of the mat together. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. Cinch your waist as if you want to put on some tight trousers. Let that energy lift up into your heart space. Relax your shoulders, but keep your fingers shining up. From here, open up into warrior two. Back foot is now parallel to the back of the mat. Arms are on the same level here, if you can. So look at your front and back hand and see that they are even. Front knee still over front ankle. We'll ask it not to fall in to keep nice and straight. Look over your right fingertips and pull your shoulder blades together at the back of your body. You're trying to squish a grape in between your shoulders. Feet are still magnetized towards each other. Drop your back hand to your back leg. Flip your front hand and do a big rainbow back behind you for exalted warrior. Look up at that right thumb. Stretch the right fingertips further behind you. On the exhale, you can come back. Have your arms out wide left to right again and straighten up your right leg. Be conscious not to lock your right knee. You still want a little bit of buoyancy in it. From here, lean towards the right side, letting your right waist lead the way. Then drop your right hand down towards your right shin. Reach your left hand up towards the sky for triangle pose. Look up at your left thumb. Try to shine your chest up towards the sky. And we want to keep our spine straight here. So if you're rounding a lot in order to get your hand low, just lift your hand up along your leg. Staying here for a few breaths. Keep reaching for the sky and the earth at the same time, opening up your chest. One more big breath in. And now as you exhale, you can bring both of your hands down either side of your front foot and step back into downward facing dog. Paddle it out here. Find your breath. Notice the difference within the two sides of your body. This time your right heel sinks towards the earth as your left foot glides up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Inhale, left knee to left elbow. Exhale back. Inhale, left knee to right elbow. Exhale back up. Inhale, knee to nose. Look at the space between your hands and then plant your left foot there. Drop your back knee for a low lunge. Inhale, reach up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, interlock your fingers. Open up your chest. Look up and take a big breath in. Exhale to release, hands coming back either side of your front foot. Lift your back knee off the mat and set yourself up for warrior one. Front knee over front ankle. Inhale, arms up. Remember to keep your hips square to the front of your mat and then run through your checklist from your feet all the way up to the tips of your fingers. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Check in on your feet again. Check in on this front knee. Both hands are on the same level. Gaze over your left fingertips. Squeeze that grape in between your shoulders and breathe here. Even though the body is working really hard here, this isn't easy work, so you're doing so good. Drop your back hand, flip your front hand, exalted warrior. Exhale back to center, straightening-ish our front leg. Glide forward, letting your left waist lead the way. Exhale, left hand to left shin, right fingertips to the sky. Look at your right thumb if you can. Rotate through your torso so your heart is shining up. And breathe here. Now we're going to bring both of our hands back down, either side of the front leg, and step back to downward dog. Work it out here, whatever is in your body. Find your breath, and now notice how both sides of your body feel. With an exhale, drop both knees back down to the mat. Sit on your heels if you can, or just find a comfortable way to sit. Let your palms face up. Relax your gaze or close your eyes. And just feel whatever you're feeling. When you're ready, you can come to stand on your knees, setting ourselves up for Camel Pose here. So you can always have your yoga blocks back beside your feet, ready to rest your hands on like so if needed, but that is not necessary. We're taking our fingers onto our lower back, fingers pointing down. Now you're starting to gently push your hips out in front of you, imagining that there's a string in the center of your chest that's keeping you pulled up towards the ceiling. So as you push your hips forward, you're also picking your chest up towards the ceiling. Have your elbows as far behind you as you can. They're your camel humps. Find your camel pose here. If you want to look up towards the ceiling, you can do so. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into the pose, if your body wants you to go deeper, you can reach back for your heels. Remember, you can have your toes on the mat here so your heels are closer to you. Keep pushing your hips in front as you lift your chest up. Take a few breaths here. Now you can bring your hands back to your lower back if they're not already there. Slowly start to reverse, looking out in front of you again, and then coming back down to sit on your mat. Palms facing up again. feeling whatever you feel. Now let's cool off the body and quieten the mind again as we transition into our slow portion of the class. We'll do some Nadi Shodana, so another breathing exercise. On your left hand, you're bringing your thumb and index finger together and just let your left hand rest. Then on your right hand, you're bringing your middle and index finger up into the space between your eyebrows. You might even rest each finger right at the end of your eyebrow. You might feel that there's almost a little indent there that your fingers can just rest in. Bring your right thumb to your right nostril, close it off, and breathe in through the left nostril for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your ring and little finger to your left nostril. Close it off and open up your right nostril. Exhale right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right nostril, open the left nostril. Exhale left, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, close off the left nostril, open the right nostril, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Continue at your own count now for a few more breaths. Once you've exhaled from your left nostril, you can remove your hand, coming back to a normal breath. Observing your breath, your body, your mind. When you're ready, you can start to open up your eyes again. The first of our long holds is Child's Pose, so you can come into whichever version you prefer. Knees can stay together or they can come wide apart. Sensitive knees can put a blanket in underneath. They can also have a blanket at the back of the knee here to take a little bit of the pressure off. You can sit on a cushion or a yoga block and then reach your hands towards the front of your mat. We're going to work on opening up our shoulders, so it might be nice to have your hands there. Bring your forehead to the mat or onto a yoga block. Giving yourself permission to fidget until you find the perfect place to rest. And once you have found it, commit to the silence and stillness of this pose for the next 3 minutes. Take your last 3 breaths here. When you're ready, you can start to peel yourself up off of the mat. We'll come into our next pose, which is Anatanasana, or melting heart, or puppy pose. So again, another great opener for the shoulders, the chest, and the upper back. We'll be having our knees on the mat, so you can have a blanket in underneath, and then make sure that your hips are directly above your knees. Your hands will reach towards the front of your mat again, and this time keep your hips where they are. Just melt your heart to your mat. Forehead can come to the mat, or if you want to really challenge yourself, if you're feeling flexible, you can have your chin on the mat. To support yourself here, you can put yoga blocks or cushions in underneath your chest. You can also take a bend into your elbows if this feels too intense for your shoulders. And if you are feeling any numbness or tingling within your hands at any point, then make sure to take a bend into your elbows, bring your hands back closer to you. Numbness or tingling means that we're pinching a nerve, so we definitely want to avoid doing that. Take time to fidget, move and adjust if you have to, and then settle into the stillness of this pose, noticing what differences it brings to your body. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Take your last 2 or 3 big breaths in puppy pose. You can start to gradually transition out of the pose, making your way back towards tabletop. From here, you might need to do a cat pose or something that you're craving just to release the puppy pose. When you're ready, you can come to lie on the front of your body. Next up, we have a pose called bow tie or pretzel arms. So what you're doing is bringing your right hand all the way over to the left side of your mat and your left hand all the way over to the right side of your mat. Then walk your hands as far apart as is comfortable for you. Once they can't go anymore, you can tuck your chin to your top arm, which is your right arm, and then let your head become heavy. Alternatively here, you can rest your head onto a yoga block. And then we're just letting gravity do all of the work here, slowly sinking you into your mat, opening up your shoulders and your upper back. You might check in on the muscles in the back of your body, make sure everything is soft. And we'll be here for the next 3 minutes. If 3 minutes is too much for you, of course, you can just come back and rest on the front of your body until we move on to the other side. Let's check in here, make sure everything is still soft. You're still breathing deeply. And if your mind has gotten taken away, just bring it back here for the last minute in this pose, focusing completely on your breath and the effects it brings to your body. Now we're going to start to transition out of the pose. So take your time bringing your hands back. You can make a pillow with your hands and just rest your head on your pillow, looking to one side. Let your body absorb pretzel arms on this side. And just feel what differences there are as a result of only practicing the pose on one side. Now we're going to take it to the next side. So your left hand comes across to the right and your right hand over to the left. Your left arm is on top this time. So let's walk the hands as far away as we can get them. Once they won't go any further, relax your head down. Relax the muscles in the back of your body. Now let gravity sink you more and more into the pose, staying for 3 minutes. Take your last 3 breaths in here. When you're ready, you can come back, making your pillow again, this time resting the opposite cheek so you can turn to look the other way. When you're ready, you can start to pick yourself up, peeling yourself away from the mat and coming to sit with your legs long in front of you. Making our way into a half-spinal twist, you can begin by bringing your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Left leg can stay long or you can bend it. So now your left foot is over beside your right hip. Wherever you are, wiggle and adjust until you can feel your seat bones pressed into your mat. Bring your right hand back behind you. Prop up your spine with your right arm and reach your left hand up. Take a breath in now to grow taller. Exhale, rotate towards the right, hooking your elbow to this knee. Elbow can stay bent or your arm can come long here. Spread your fingers nice and wide apart like the sun, wherever your hand is. Now we'll start to rotate from the waist, then the rib cage, then the neck, then the eyes, and then maybe the crown of your head, looking back behind you. Each inhale here lengthens your spine, and each exhale helps you to twist deeper. Only here for about 30 seconds. Now we'll start to make our way back to center, slowly reversing out of the pose. Shaking off the legs. And now your left foot is coming to the outside of the right knee. Right leg may or may not bend. Both seat bones are pressing into your mat. Left hand comes in behind you. Right arm reaches up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to rotate left. Now start to rotate from the base of your spine all the way up slowly to the crown of your head. When you're ready, you can release the pose, gradually coming back. Shaking the legs. Now we're going to come down to supported fish pose. So you can have your prop nearby, but first we're actually going to come to lie on our backs. So just finding a nice Savasana pose. The first Savasana of this practice. So just let the back of your body become acquainted to the mat. Feel each part gently pressing into it, completely relaxing. You might bring yourself back by taking a full body stretch, extending your arms past your head, stepping your feet in beside each other, making your body long as you stretch your fingertips away from your toes. Stretch every single muscle in your body from your feet all the way to your hands. Keep breathing, keep stretching. With an exhale, you can let everything go. And then peel yourself off your mat. Just coming up so you can find your prop and put it in underneath you. So we want to have the base of your shoulder blades aligned with the crease of your block. So whatever works for you here, this will look different for everybody. The idea of this pose is to have the chest open so we can expand the lungs a little bit more, breathe a little bit deeper, and of course get rid of any tension or heaviness that you might feel around your chest. You will be having the crown of your head on the mat, so if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can have a cushion or a second yoga block to rest your head on. So we'll be here for a few minutes. There's lots of time for you to adjust and find what works. But what I like to do is have that fold in the yoga block aligned to the bottom of my shoulder blades. And then I'm gently bringing the crown of my head onto the yoga mat. Spread your feet nice and wide apart. Spread your arms wide. It will take some time for the muscles in your chest to realize that they can open, that they can lengthen and stretch and breathe. So let's just be patient here, holding for about 4 minutes. If 4 minutes is not comfortable for you, of course, you can come out of the pose and just rest on your back. Option here, if you want to include a hip opener, you can bring the soles of your feet together, making reclined cobbler pose with the legs. Not forcing your knees to the mat, just letting gravity have them. Attach your awareness to your breath and into your body, imagining that it's trapped in there, but in a good way. Your awareness can't go to anything that is not on this yoga mat. Take about 3 more deep breaths. taking advantage of the fact that your lungs can open wider than normal. If your knees are in reclined cobbler position, you can start to encourage them back up together. Take your legs out long again, and then we'll come out of the pose as we came into it. So first, lift your head slowly, tucking your chin to your chest, and then start to peel yourself up. You can remove whatever you are using and then roll your back onto the mat again. First, just feeling the effects of the pose. Are there any differences within your lungs, your breath, your body in general? Feel all those parts of your body that are connected to the mat, forming that bond to it and starting to press deeper and deeper into the mat. Now you might need to release that pose. You might have some fidgets or stretches that you need to do. You might do some windshield wipers here if you need to. You might just be happy to stay as you are, ready for that final corpse pose, final Savasana pose. If you're feeling cold, you can put a blanket on you or put some extra clothes on. Make sure that you're really comfortable here. We'll spend the last few minutes of the practice in corpse pose. Allow your feet and hands to explore until they find the position that serves you best. Have your palms facing up so you can drop your shoulders to the mat. With awareness, take one more big breath in, filling up your entire cavity of your upper body. Exhale to let it go and let the awareness of your breath go with that exhale. Bring your awareness down into your feet and start to feel your feet growing heavier and heavier. They're now sinking into the floor. Bring your awareness to your knees. Notice how your knees are relaxed. They're growing heavier and heavier, sinking into the mat. Bring your awareness to your hips, feeling your hips relaxing. They're getting heavier and heavier. Your hips are sinking into the mat. Bring your awareness up to your shoulders. Feel your shoulders relaxing. Your shoulders are sinking into the mat. Bring your awareness to your hands. Feel your hands as they relax. Your hands are getting heavier and heavier, sinking into the floor. Now bring your awareness to your head. Feeling your head relax, becoming spacious. Your head is sinking into the mat. Your entire body is heavy. Your entire body is melting to the earth. Your entire body is relaxed. We'll take the next few minutes to be with this relaxation, and I will let you know when it's time to come back. It's time now to let some awareness back into your body. You can make small adjustments if you want to. In your own time, come to lie on the right side of your body. Resting here for a breath or 2 or 3. Thanking yourself for showing up, for doing this practice. Thanking your body for everything that it was able to do, even if it just made an attempt at it. Keeping your awareness as much inward as you can start to pick yourself back up into a seat. Finding your most comfortable way to sit. And when you're there, close your eyes again or relax your gaze. Lengthen up through your spine. Relax your shoulders. Loosen your jaw. And make your facial muscles soft. Take a long breath in through your nostrils. Open your mouth to exhale, blow it all out. You can do that more times if you need to. Whenever you're ready, you can open up the eyes again and bring yourself back. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this class. As always, your feedback is appreciated and questions, comments are more than welcome as well. I will see you next week for the 3rd installment in this series. But until then, have a great week. Take care and goodbye.